What it is, what it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one, the only, Ash Said It. AshSaidIt.com, AshSaidIt.com. Welcome to the Ash Said It Daily Podcast Show. I appreciate you guys for all of your love and support. Over 1,600 episodes and 500,000 streams worldwide. None of this would be possible without you guys, so I thank you so very much. And yes, we're still dealing with pandemic life, but that doesn't mean that you can't have a luxurious spa day at home, okay? Just sit out there and chill out, kick your feet up, wrap your hair up, and use some luxurious product. Today, we have founder and CEO of Butter by Keba, the wonderful Keba. Hey, Keba.
Hey, Ash, how are you?
I am great. How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful.
Awesome. Well, Keba, what part of the planet are you at right now?
I am in New York, Harlem, New York. Okay, Harlem world in effect.
Yes, Harlem world. That is insane. So what kind of temperature are you guys getting? Is it still snowy up there?
It just started snowing about an hour ago, and it's still pretty much, in the 30s, winter wonderland for sure. We hadn't seen snow in a while, so it's actually pretty.
Yeah.
And it's, it hasn't been too bad. So, I'm grateful that, we're able to enjoy it while it's here.
Yes. Oh, wow. Okay, so starting off, Keba, what sets your body butters apart from all the other competition that's out there?
Well, our body butters are body fragrance. So, when I started making these butters, I was trying to, replicate something I had tried, someone made me in their kitchen, and, I couldn't find the product, and so I said, let me try and see if I can blend this myself. And so I figured out a really nice texture that worked. But what I found is that I would put it on and then forget to put on perfume. So I said, well, it would be great if I can just create a perfume or figure out a way to make this fragrant. Yeah. And so I actually took some courses and honed some skills to create perfume. And so what's different is that I use the technique of a perfumer to create the fragrances, with the different top, heart, and bottom notes, and I infuse them in the product.
Oh, wow. That sounds incredible. So, all right, so let's go back to the very start, the very beginning. How did the brand come to be?
Well, that was some time ago. So I, like I said, I was making this myself as a therapeutic hobby. And one weekend I made maybe 100 jars of body butter. And I took it to work, and I shared it with my coworkers. And one of my colleagues said, you should really, think about doing this, selling this. He said, I would love to buy some more when this is, when I'm done with this. And you should consider, doing a street fair or something. So I said, oh, maybe. I kind of just people are not going to pay for this, But when my colleague was finished with her butter and I found myself selling her jar after jar, I said, well, let me give it a shot. So I basically, took some time, put some, thought into it, some, branding, and actually went out and did my first street fair in the West Village on Christopher Street, and I did pretty well. Wow. And it was at that point I said, well, maybe I should give this a shot. And, because what I found to be interesting is that I was so immersed in the creation. It was a passion. I would create day and night for days on end. Right. And this is after having taken a trip to Egypt and being inspired, with learning about perfumery and visiting the different oil houses and oil boutiques. After experiencing that, I came home and said, you know what, let me dive into this because I love it. I have a passion for it. Let me, take a couple of classes. Yeah. And it kind of, grew from there, just, yeah.
Okay, cool. So, all right, as it's growing, it's developing, you're kind of figuring things out. It's a lot of trial and error, I'd imagine, and a lot of experimentation.
Yes, a lot.
So,
a lot. I actually, my first year, I actually pulled away from my career as a real estate agent and focused on the brand. And it was hard. Doing street fairs, as many times a week as I could, struggling, trying to pay my mortgage, trying to figure out how to do this. We didn't have the robust social media platform that we have now back then. And so I found myself, stressed and realizing, gosh, this is taking away from the beauty of what I love to do as a crafter. Let me go back to work, and I'll just stick with this as a second gig the first time.
Yeah.
And sometimes that happens. Sometimes you may not just jump in and become super successful the first year or two, but it doesn't mean you have to give up the passion and the love for the craft of what you're doing.
Gotcha.
So flash forward over 10 years now, I feel like this is my breakout year.
Yes,
because,
definitely.
Yeah. So, because I figured I've learned some things about myself and about the brand and how to grow it. So,
absolutely.
It's been a very exciting roller coaster.
Gotcha. But as you think back, Keba, what would you say has been your proudest moment with the brand?
Well, in 2016, I was invited to come on the Tom Joyner Morning Show. And it was a segment that was done about starting your business at home, an online business at home. And I didn't realize how big of an audience it was. And when we got done, I had tons, like thousands of orders.
Wow.
And I didn't think I would be able to fill them. Because I had never had that much business at one time before. But I got through it. I hired people from my community. I was amazed at the teamwork that my immediate, crew, my friends and my family, showed me. And I got through every single order, and I filled every order.
Awesome.
Maybe a couple of folks says, I can't wait that long. But it was just amazing to me how much of a team I, was able to pull together in such a short notice. So that was probably the most proud moment for me is having that exposure and being able to grow my my community of customers from that.
I love it. Okay, so people that have never heard of your brand, have never heard of Butter by Keba, what are some of the offerings that people can look out for on the website?
Well, we have a new perfume called Unity Code, and it's a Oud perfume that was inspired by my Instagram family. It is a combination of notes that are linked to their memories and feelings of happiness.
Right.
I kind of got on IG one day and I asked that question, what are your happy scents? And people had so many different wonderful moments and fragrances and scents that they linked to happiness that I kind of took everyone's suggestions and I created a perfume using, the top, heart, and bottom notes from everyone's suggestion. So it's something close to my heart because it wasn't just my creation, it's a creation of my audience and friends and, folks that know my brand across the country. So it's a beautiful citrus wood compilation of notes, and it's really beautiful packaging, and so I'm really excited about that. And we actually have it's what I call a female principal fragrance, but we have a male principal fragrance coming out this spring as well. So it's called Unity Code. Guests can purchase a sample if you just want to try it for $22, and or you can purchase a bottle, and it's lovely, and it's one of my favorite projects so far.
Okay. All right, now, Keba, a little birdie pinched me and said something about, I don't know, some aromatherapy announcement that you may have.
Yes. Yes. Oh, my other proud moment. I got through my aromatherapy certification. And that's another big, it was a challenge for me because I took the course just before COVID. And just as the course was completing, COVID happened. And, and a lot of life things happened. And it took me a while to finish the clinical studies because we're in COVID. Some people got COVID, people that I was actually, treating or creating blends for. Right. So it was like, working with everyone's schedule and trying to get the actual prescription to them. It was difficult, but I finished. And I did very well on my test, so I'm excited about that. Yay. So that's my second proudest moment is vacation.
Certainly. Last but certainly not least, Keba, what words of inspiration could you offer to any woman out there that has a dream on her heart, maybe she's got that side hobby, but she just hasn't acted out on it, Keba, what words of inspiration do you have for her?
I would say start somewhere, and listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. If there's something that you like to do or that you're passionate about, start. Write it down. That's the first thing. Write your ideas down,
Right.
and then look at that list or the paragraph or whatever you put on paper and say and figure out what you can actually put to action right then and there.
Right.
And it may not start the first time, it may not start the second time, but keep looking at that piece of paper with your idea on it,
Right.
and eventually you'll start. You'll do something and never give up. Just keep trying, keep perfecting whatever that skill or passion or craft or whatever it is. Keep at it and surround yourself with people who will support you in it.
I love it. Keba, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you beyond words.
Thank you. This was fun.
Definitely keep us in a loop with everything that's going on with the brand. I would love to have you back when there's new announcements, because I know there's going to be more announcements as the months go on. So keep me in a loop. I definitely would love to have you back. Let everyone know the best way to get in contact with you guys, to get the products, and also to follow you on social media.
Well, you can follow us on social media at Butter by Keba. That's butter, like the butter, BYKEBA. And you can check us out online at butterbykeba.com.
I love it. Much more success, my sister. Keep pushing forward, holding down Harlem World out there. I love it. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. Keeping in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face. You tell them, don't believe me. Just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for, the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is so much better. Until next time, you guys.